right, Jimmy Patsos coming up. We'll get to the preview the Lehigh matchup on Friday night on the road. Tough one against Florida Gulf Coast. Many reasons to dive into why. I think Jimmy, I listened to his postgame from the other night, and he certainly looked at the rebounding, which was 48-33. So they'll need to do a better job and clean up the glass. But I will just go back to young team, no seniors. It is going to be a little roller coaster here and there, but they'll figure it all out. The coach joins us, as he always does, on the Wednesday edition of Big Board Sports on 104.5 The Team, ESPN Radio. Good morning, Coach Patsos.
How is everything?
We're phenomenal, Coach.
We all are.
Hey, listen, when the Yankees finally name a manager, I need you to get me Cashman, all right?
Look, I told you already. Look, I'll tell you one thing. The Cone thing, I like the idea. This Cabrera, right? Is he now on the list?
Beltran?
No, who's on the list now?
You know what?
Beltran's on the list, right?
It's only, apparently now I'm hearing this morning, and forget this like interviewing 15, 20 guys. Now like it's going to be 5 or 6. So they've already interviewed 2, Rob Thompson and Eric Wedge. This week, Hensley Mullins and Aaron Boone. And then the latest name to surface that apparently will be interviewed is Chris Woodward, the Dodgers' third base coach.
See, they're going way outside the box. I've never even heard of Chris Woodward.
Right.
You know what?
We didn't either.
Yeah, I thought the Beltran thing was like very, because he is, everybody likes Beltran, and now he's got his ring and all that. Look, who knows what it takes, Look, I'm going through some coaching things right now where sometimes you make it too complicated.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm gonna go to my travel basketball practice tonight and simplify it because my team got beat Saturday.
Well, mine got beat Friday in a close game, which was a great game, and we had a chance to win it. And then down 7 with 10 minutes to go, and just laid down. And it's not okay. We were pretty upset, but today's a new day. I spoke at the Boys and Girls Club in Kingston last night. 500 people.
Wow.
My friend O'Malley from DeCrescenti was there. Great guy. They sponsored it. This guy spoke, Keith Simmons, who played at Holy Cross, about how his life was changed by going to the Boys and Girls Club and to Holy Cross, and he's a really successful guy, and it puts it in perspective. Whether you lose by 1 or 30, however, not playing hard for the last 10 minutes or letting guys just get dunks and taking bad shots is not okay. So let's just talk about it right away. We're going to deal with putting things back in perspective, playing hard and having fun, and let's use a little common sense. If we're covered, we're going to pass it. And if we miss a shot, we're going to sprint back on D, whether there's 1 second left or 20 minutes left. So it's going to be a very interesting few days, definitely a very interesting few weeks in this program because everyone's going to get a chance to show what they can do.
Jimmy, I wasn't in the room, so I don't want to misquote you. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in your post-game comments, I know you at least alluded to the fact that maybe some guys relaxed or were satisfied with the effort taking Charleston to overtime a couple of nights before. All those things you just detailed to us, though, here this morning, is that the mark of a young team, or can you put your finger on it?
Yeah, but we're not that young, And look, I might go all young if this continues, or I might go all old. All I know is we got a great group of guys, and Gary Williamson was my mentor, said if you lose by 1 or 30, does it matter? No. What matters is did you compete and play hard, right, Roger? Because Roger's competing walking out of the locker room for 8-year-olds. I've seen this guy coach, okay? And competing is not a strong enough word for Roger on the court out there. Believe me and Don Donnie were over there going, wow, I got to hire this guy.
Yeah, that's me, all right.
That said, you're teaching lessons to compete. It's look, the bad news bears. How did they get better? They got 2 good players. They got the pitcher and they got the hitter. But they started having fun playing together, and they competed, and he got thrown out at the plate. Like, I got a new team. I showed the old team, the Bad News Bears, and said, what's the moral of the story? A, they got better players. Okay, let's not kid ourselves. They got the outfielder, and they got the pitcher, Tatum O'Neal. But B, they started having fun and playing together and doing the fun is fundamentals. So that was a wake-up call. I'll take the heat as a coach. You can blame me because maybe I was a little relaxed after Charleston, but I'm not screaming and yelling this year anyways. I haven't done that for 3 years around here. Once in a while I might have a little something to say, but the players today have to play hard by basically motivating themselves. I can give them inspirational speeches, but what I was going to say to you, Chris, We talked about gang rebounding and protecting the paint. We got out-rebounded badly, and they scored in the paint. I'm worried about this generation. You tell them something, and they go opposite. I spoke about the Jets and how they beat the Bills, and everyone said the Jets were going to the playoffs, and they went down. They only lost 15-10, but it wasn't a good performance. They could have been a great surprise team. And Todd Bowles talked over and over, Chris and Roger, about we can't lay down. We just played great against the Bills. And they played uninspired. In other words, do you tell this generation this is what to look out for anymore? Because if you do, they're probably, you know what I mean? They're young. They're 18, 20. They kind of go, oh, okay, he says to rebound every time. So because that's what bothered me. That's what kept me from sleeping the other night is I just talked about rebounding as a team and keeping them out of the paint, forcing them to make jumpers, and we'll be okay. We're down 7, and we let them drive to the paint twice, took a bad shot, and then things got out of hand, and we were fine. We didn't point fingers. We had a little bit of pouting and feeling sorry for ourselves. And that's not okay. That's all I'm saying is I don't think that's okay, but we're not going to flip out. It's 2 games against 2 really good teams. So we move on. We play Lehigh, who's really good, and Bucknell, who's really good. And we're either going to get better at the little things, but we got to compete for 40 minutes. And I was just proud of the team in Charleston for competing for 45 minutes. We made some mental errors. We took a few bad shots. But then we came back and didn't compete. And the only thing I'll say this again is I talked about the Jets. Like, why does that happen? Why do you guys think that happens? And they say, well, they weren't ready or they were too cocky, they won. And then we went out and did it. So I got to learn, I guess, what to use different lessons.
Hey, new day, new team, new everything, move on. What is the scout on Friday night, Coach Patsos, going to Lehigh?
Well, we're a little bigger than them. We just played against some really good big men. I mean, the 2 big men I'm not making excuses, but our big men played good against Charleston. We ran into 2 big men against Florida Gulf Coast. Both of them started at the University of Michigan and transferred, one home, and one from VCU who had some issues and transferred. So our big guys, okay, now Lehigh, we're bigger than. But we got to take better shots. We got to share the ball, take better shots, and be solid on defense. We don't have to go crazy. Roger, I'm a pressing coach. I've always said you can gamble in the backcourt, but up in the front court, you got to be solid, right? It's like radio. You're on 10-2, you got to be solid. Everybody's listening. You got the midnight show like I'll have one day, 12-4. Let it fly. Nobody cares. Doing the truckers. So, in other words, you got to be solid in this, and we were really solid in defense against Charleston. We were running all over. Maybe we were hyped up, new crowd, and thought we were just going to. They thought they're going to win by showing up. You've done too many games, Roger, at this level. You're not just going to beat anybody at this level. But Florida Gulf Coast, very good team.
Well, I like to press too, Jimmy. I did in the last 2 minutes on Saturday. And
but it didn't work. Or it didn't work
it really didn't work because we were trapping them, and then one of my kids lost track of their man, and he leaked at the other end of the floor, and they threw it to him, and then my kid got back in defense, and he fouled him as the ball was going in the stinking hoop, and we were down by 2 and lost by 2.
See, don't we love the compound? There you go, Roger. I talked to does Nico got to share the ball more? Yes, we know that. But I want a little better attitudes from some guys. I mean, Khalil scoring, I like that. Fisher's trying his butt off. I thought Herter made a big step up, but we lost by 30. So, and that's nothing about Tom. You just look for some positives, but the compounding of the mistake. I love you, Roger. We fouled the guy in an in. We lost the guy and then decided not to fly at him. We took a bad shot and then didn't run back on defense. Like, if you take a bad shot, Roger, I think you should sprint back even harder, right? I love it. You didn't cover your guy, and then you fouled him, Roger, right?
Yeah.
They compound their mistakes, and this is what young teams or even though we're the little inexperienced teams do, but I love it. It's the same at your level. I'm going to use that in practice today.
Well, and by the way, Mike O'Malley, who is a great guy. I've known Mike.
I love that guy.
He's the best. Now Mike is with DeCrescenti. They're one of my big sponsors. Love Mike. One of his best buddies, maybe it's his best buddy, coaches the Bethlehem team that beat me. So you tell O'Malley that, all right? When you
I'm going to tell O'Malley that DeCrescenti and CJ, they're very generous to all of us. Roger, it's easier to name the people in Albany that don't sponsor you than the people that do. Okay, by the way, I'll leave you with that. I'm coming in next Wednesday for a Thanksgiving show, and I will call in when the Yankees. He texted me and said, he said, remember, it's just one game. See, baseball guys, they don't care if they lose 12-1 or 1-0. They just look at it as a game. He texts me, hang in there. I'll be in touch soon. That means don't call me and ask me who the manager is.
All right, hey, listen,
you guys.
Go get a victory on Friday at Lehigh.
Thanks, Jimmy.
See you
Thanks,
later.
brother.
Thank you. Jimmy Patsos with us.